All right, so let's go to the Texas Congressman Keith Self from just within that 24/7 news cycle. And joining us now on RSBN is Texas Congressman Keith Self. Sir, thank you so much for joining us on Right Side.
Great to be here with you. Thank you.
Definitely. So I understand you've actually introduced a strong legislative package aimed at codifying 4 of President Trump's executive orders. Can you tell us about those?
Well, this is one of the most important things that I think Congress has before it, other than our regular duties, and that is to codify the executive orders that President Trump is signing, because he won't be president forever, and we don't know who's going to follow, and we need to make sure these get into law so that they cannot be overturned with just the stroke of a pen. So we've got 4 that we have submitted on one day. One is to return discipline to the schools. This is one that deals with DEI, that deals with race rather than meritocracy. It deals with the COVID-19, all of the mistakes that were made during COVID-19, and certainly men and women's sports. Then we've got the biological safety, because as we know, gain of function was done during Fauci. And it resulted in COVID-19. So we're going to make sure that toxins, viruses, biological weapons are truly monitored and kept in check under this law. Then we've got the public loan forgiveness EO that we're trying to codify. Listen to these figures. 7,000 were under this law previously forgiven loans. Under Biden, it went to 1 million people might have been eligible for loan forgiveness under this program. That's what we need to get back into law so that we have a program that actually meets the interest of the United States, rather than paying people in NGOs, non-governmental organizations that support terrorism and riots and destruction of the American value. And lastly, truth in history. Frankly, I will tell you that there are 3 things that I think the progressive left wants to tear down in order to change America. One is our faith, one is our history, and one is our family. They would like to rewrite history. They would like to take faith out of the public square. And they would certainly like to tear down the fundamental institution of society, which is the family. So those are the 4, and I think all these are important for America moving forward.
Exactly. And let's tackle the last one you just were referring to, because we know that that woke mind virus, that indoctrination that we've seen in so many schools across our union. So you're standing up against that and standing with we the people. Tell us again why that is important for the youth that are going to be our next, politicians and people in media and all over the place.
Well, we want the parents and the churches and the synagogues to have sway over children's minds. We don't want the schools and the school boards to punish the parents when they speak up for their children, when they defend their children's rights. We don't want the school boards approving transitions without parents' permission. We don't want it at all, but we certainly want the parents to be involved. So it's who is going to raise our children? We want parents to raise our children under the influence of the churches and the synagogues, not the government. The government should not be in the business of raising children. We need to be educating them, reading, writing, arithmetic, and STEM, not the woke subjects as well.
Yeah, exactly. I was, I've seen some of these public libraries as well out there, and they really still, a lot of them just force demonic actual books written there, like a demon Valentine book I saw one time. Your thoughts just about the public libraries? I know that we're talking about the 4 things that you're working to codify, but just in general, it's that indoctrination. They're still even trying at the libraries in some cases.
Well, it is throughout. Even in North Texas, we have parents' organizations that have to work hard to get certain books out of the school library or the public library. And this is a fight because I don't know how it's infected so many of our librarians, so many of our school boards. But the parents' organizations in North Texas are stepping up in many cases to fight to take these dangerous books that you're mentioning out of school libraries and public libraries. But again, it's a fight.
From the 30,000-foot view, when we're looking at the things that you're working to accomplish for the country and specifically for Texans, you know, it's on the right side of history. I mean, this stuff is common sense, isn't it? Can we talk about the fact that you and the president and others are common sense leaders? And that's really what we the people want, sir.
Well, the people have voted for this, 77 million people. When you look at the polls, 79% want transparency and accountability in the Epstein. 77% want no amnesty. And it just goes on. This is what people want. People are crying for real leadership that will defend American values. And that's what some of us up here are trying to do, to stand in the way. It's the old William Buckley saying, who's going to stand athwart history and yell, stop? Our people are telling us enough is enough. Now do our jobs to make sure that American values are defended at every level.
And then, sir, would you have any words of advice or encouragement for we the people, specifically from Texas in your district, when it comes to all the things that are happening out there in this world? I mean, you're working hard to do things for we the people, but what message would you have for them moving forward for the next 3.5 years under President Trump and on?
Find people who are going to work for you, that are going to support your values, put them in public office, and then support them in every single way. The people will really determine the future of America. I can almost tell where you get your news by listening to you. Is it CNN? Is it MSNBC? Is it Fox? I can almost tell where someone gets their news. Pick a news source that's going to be truthful and realistic and, as you say, common sense. Then find people to serve you in elected office and support them in every single way.
It's so important. And finally, sir, what was it that got you involved originally in this whole thing in Washington, D.C.?
Well, originally, why I'm in office now is not why I originally ran. A group came to me and asked me to run for this office, so I did. And that's another story. But once I got here, I realized just the danger that our constitutional republic is in. The debt is one, the ever-increasing debt, $2 trillion a year. We're adding $37 trillion now. The U.S. credibility around the world. It looked like the Chinese Communist Party was on the march. And frankly, we have now reestablished, President Trump has reestablished U.S. credibility in many areas. We've got to keep that up. We've got to keep our progress in AI, in quantum computing. Those areas will really they will define America going forward. If we can keep AI lead, if we can keep the quantum computing lead, if we can supply enough electricity to go that direction, I think we'll be fine. But culturally, we've also got to defend American values. And people often don't understand the cultural fight that we're in to maintain. This is a Christian foundation country. Our Constitution is founded on Christian principles. The Declaration of Independence is a spiritual document. So we have got to maintain American culture while we're fighting all of the AI, the quantum computing, the critical minerals, credibility around the world. All those are worthwhile fights we have to have.
And bringing it full circle, I really like the point that you're making is codifying President Trump's executive orders to keep it locked in the reforms for the future. It's so important, sir.
We must have these into law. Executive orders are good, they're fine for the present. We need to look to the future and codify these into law.
Texas Congressman Keith Self, thank you so much, sir, for joining us. Thank you so much for working hard for we the people.
Thank you.